So before you can begin painting, we need to go through and look at your project, and you're going to label them even numbers of your value scale. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You decided what your colors are going to look like. So from here, I'm going to start to number them so it looks kind of like a paint by numbers. So let's say I want my base color hair to be a 3. So all of my background hair is going to be a 3. My highlights, I could do a 2. I'm drawing lightly in case I want to erase it later. I could do my eyebrows a 2. My background's going to be a 5. My nostrils will be a 5. Pupils will be a 5. Let's make this a 1. In here, I'm going to make my face a 4. Now, my face and my neck are still the same color, but in order for me to be able to see my neck, I need to make that a different color. So if my neck and my face is a 4, let's say this is going to be a 5. My neck is going to be a 5. So this would be a 2. Let's make my lips a 1. I'll make my lips a 1. I can also go down here and figure out my stripes. So the background here is going to be, I don't have a lot of 3, I do have 3s. I don't have a lot of 4s. I'm trying to evenly space out the amount of numbers I have. So let's do, the stripes are a 5, but the background shirt is going to be a 1. So we'll have a big contrast there. So I can go through as long as I understand what's happening in each one of those sections. I lightly number it first off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my paint tray lid and I need to write my name and team on it. You can only use either an Expo marker. These are like for, like you have to get it wet to erase, or a dry erase marker. I need to write my name and team on here. This is so we can erase it once we're said and done because these are not going to go home with you. I'm then going to get my base color in white. So I have my base color and I have white because that's going to make my number 1. So I'm going to mix together those colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of green here. Remember, there's lots of white, not so much green. But I need to make sure I'm mixing enough so that if I need to paint a second layer or if I run out, I'm not going to be able to mix that exact same color every time. So I'm going to make more than I think I need. To clean off my paintbrush, I stick my my paintbrush at the bottom of my water cup and I swirl it around and around and around. I wipe it on the side. I still see green paint on there, so I'm going to keep going. I wipe it on the side then, and then I dry it on a paper towel, just simply brushing it on there. When I hold these, I'm going to hold it like a pencil, either on the gold part or on the squishy part, it's up to you. And then I'm going to take lots of white here. Notice I'm not trying to mix the colors together because I don't want to contaminate my basic white and my basic green. So my ratio is going to be more white than green. I'm going to mix it together, see what it looks like. Now this looks more like a 2 color to me because this is just a little bit lighter than my green. So I want it to be lighter than that. So I'm going to clean off my paintbrush and add some more white. Make sure when I mix it together, I'm fully mixing it together. I should not see any spirals left. Everything is mixed fully, because that's going to make sure that we have the right color the whole way through. Okay, Now I need to make sure my white, or my 1, is the lightest value that it's going to be on my paper. If I want to keep going lighter, that's fine as well. Okay, this looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do here is take it. I'm going to paint my value scale first. So I outline the area. I hold it like a pencil, and I drag the paintbrush. I should not see any spidering on my paintbrushes. And then I go and fill it in, all the same direction. So I have nice clean paintbrush strokes. So that would be my number 1. I paint this first so that I have time to dry in class and I can take it with me later. I then go to my painting. I have different types of paintbrushes for you to use. The red ones are going to be flat, and then the green ones are going to be round. There's different sizes for different areas. I'm going to use a thick one for big areas. I'm going to use a thin one for smaller areas. I really like this flat one right now, so I'm going to keep using this one. Make sure your paintbrush is dry though. So I'm going to find my 1s. My lips are my 1s. First I'm going to go and erase it. I can still see where my marks are, but this is going to help eliminate any of those pencil marks when I'm all said and done. And then I'm going to get my 1 color. I'm holding it like a pencil on the tippity top there. I'm going to outline that area. All the way around, nice and clean lines. And then I can go in and fill it in. All the same direction. So I'm not seeing my paintbrush strokes. I want to have a nice even coat. So everything is nice and clean. I have even strokes. I'm spreading that paint. I should not have huge globs of it. Okay, if I make a mistake, it's okay, because I can let it dry and just paint my background color over top of it. So I have my 1 done then. Then I move on to the next area for my 1. My eye there is a 1 here, this outside part, but I need to get a tinier paintbrush to paint those areas. So I erase first, and then I go and paint.